What's up, future CPAs? Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that I can almost guarantee is going to pop up on the LCPA and for sure in your career, labor standards. We're going to get laser focused on rest day and holiday pay, making sure you can lock in those crucial points when it really counts.
So you think a day off is, well, simple, right? Not so fast. In our world, the world of accounting and auditing, a simple day off is actually a minefield of complex calculations and potential financial disasters for a company. For you, the future auditor, knowing these rules cold isn't just about employee rights. It's about spotting costly errors, identifying non-compliance, and protecting a company from huge penalties. This is where you really prove your worth.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the basics, your fundamental right to rest. Then we'll get into the exceptions, when that day off isn't really a day off. After that, the really good stuff, decoding holiday pay. We'll break down regular versus special holidays. I'll show you a classic exam gotcha question, and then we'll wrap it all up with a super fast bullet review to burn this stuff into your brain for good. Let's do this. Okay, first things first. Let's build our foundation. This is the core principle that everything else we talk about today is built on. Your absolute right to rest.
You know, the labor code couldn't be more clear about this. Every employee gets a full 24 consecutive hours of rest after every 6 consecutive days of work. This isn't just a nice company policy, it's the law. It's a non-negotiable standard. So remember that pattern. Work for 6 days, get a 24-hour break. Sounds simple enough, but is it always?
Well, this is where we add the first twist. What happens when your boss absolutely needs you to come in on your one day off?
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? While your right to rest is totally protected by law, the law also gets that sometimes stuff happens. Businesses face real emergencies, so can you be required to work on your rest day? The answer is yes, but only under some very, very specific conditions. And look how specific these reasons are. We're not just talking about being a little busy. We're talking about real emergencies. You know, fires, floods, that kind of thing. Or urgent repairs to prevent a massive loss. Or trying to save perishable goods from spoiling. For the LECPA, you've got to know these legitimate reasons because they are the triggers for different pay calculations and are major red flags during an audit.
All right, and speaking of pay, let's get to the numbers. This is your toolkit. This is how you, as a CPA, make sure payroll is 100% accurate and compliant. Let's start breaking down these premiums. Okay, first number to remember, 30%. If an employee has to work on their scheduled rest day or on what's called a special holiday, they get their regular day's wage plus an extra 30% on top. Here's a little study hack for you. Special day, special pay, add 30% right away. Easy. Now, for regular holidays, things get a lot more exciting. If you work on a day like Christmas or New Year's Day, you get 200% of your regular wage. It's literally double payday. That's a simple, powerful number that's easy to remember.
And here's where it gets interesting because the rules can stack on top of each other. So what if a special holiday happens to fall on your scheduled rest day and you have to work? Well, the premiums combine. The employee gets their regular wage plus a 50% premium. Let me tell you, this specific scenario is where a ton of payroll mistakes happen, which makes it a perfect place for a future auditor like you to look.
This brings us to a super important distinction that you absolutely have to nail down. The difference between a regular holiday and a special holiday. They are not the same, and the financial implications are totally different.
Just look at this table, specifically that first row. That's the biggest deal. For a regular holiday, you get paid 100% of your wage even if you don't show up to work. It's a paid day off. For a business, that's a fixed cost. But a special holiday, that's based on the principle of no work, no pay. This one little difference has a huge impact on a company's labor cost accruals and their financial statements.
All right, everybody lean in for this one. I'm serious. This is probably one of the most common trick questions they throw at you on the board exams. It's designed to see if you're just memorizing facts or if you actually understand how the rules work. And here it is. Pay attention. Even for a regular holiday, you know, the one you get paid for no matter what, an employee loses that pay if they were absent without pay the day immediately before the holiday. The key phrase to burn into your memory is without pay. If the absence was a paid sick leave or a vacation day, they're fine. They still get the holiday pay. But an unpaid absence? Nope. The holiday pay is forfeited. As an auditor, this is where you'll be digging, comparing attendance logs directly against payroll records.
Okay, phew, that was a lot. But now, my favorite part. Let's lock all of this in with a rapid-fire review. Think of this as your personal study hack for making sure this stuff sticks, not just for the exam, but for years to come. You ready?
First up, the core foundation. Work 6 days, get 1 full 24-hour day of rest. Non-negotiable. Got it.
Next, Premium Pay Rule 1. Working on a rest day or a special holiday gets you your wage plus a 30% premium.
Premium Pay Rule 2. Regular holidays are the big one. If you work, it's double pay. 200% of your regular wage.
And don't forget the combo. A special holiday on a rest day? That premium gets bumped up to 50%.
And finally, the classic trap. The gotcha question. An unpaid absence the day before a regular holiday means no holiday pay. Always check the records. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you have the knowledge, it's time to put on that auditor hat. Where would you even begin to look for these miscalculations? Think about the source documents. I'm talking daily time records, approved leave forms, the payroll register itself. Learning to connect these rules to the actual records, that's the moment you stop thinking like a student and start thinking like a real CPA. That's it for this explainer. Go nail those questions, and I'll catch you on the next one.